Hello, and welcome to the Counselor's Corner podcast, brought to you by the award-winning Golden Eagle Broadcast Network. I'm Ashley Patterson, one of Frederick High School's school counselors. Last month, we did a super quick episode where Ian McKendry, who's sitting right back there, hi Ian, asked me questions about student schedules because we knew that's all they cared about right before school started. So this month we're going to slow down, talk about what we do, talk about what school counselors do every day and how we can help them. What I'm super excited about is obviously I'm with my besties and my colleagues, Josiah Hall and Maddie Precht, and all three of us have different masters. We all became school counselors on a very different road. And so I love that. So we can talk to kids about it. So, Josiah, why don't you start? What is your master's in?
Yep.
How did you become a school counselor? Why did you become a school counselor?
Yep. So my master's degree is in counseling specifically. I got that after I finished my bachelor's at the University of Wyoming. The reason I wanted to become a school counselor was my path was a little bit windy, which is great. And we tell this to kids all the time as school counselors, is that's going to happen sometimes. But I got to college as a business major.
I didn't know that.
And
I didn't know that either.
Yep. I took business classes for about a year and I decided I could not see myself sitting in an office, looking at numbers all day and not interacting with people. So I had a real good conversation with my parents. And my dad is actually a school counselor. He retired just a couple years ago. He spent about 30 years in counseling down in Colorado Springs. And so I kind of had that, experience with him. And I knew growing up we had the best time because my mom was a teacher. So we had summers off with them. And when I was like looking at how I wanted my life to look, I was like, yeah, that sounds pretty cool. Working to school, guaranteed weekends off, summer vacations, right? Like all the good holidays off and stuff. So I was like, yeah, let me think about that. So changed my major to communications as an undergrad. And then when I finished that up, I went to grad school and it was specifically in counseling. So that is my master's degree and kind of how I got there and why I made that decision. So yeah.
Love that.
Yeah.
Work-life balance was a big one for you.
Huge, still is. Always will be.
Okay, Maddie, you have a different master's. Tell us your journey.
Yes. So my master's is in social work. At the time, I knew I was going to go to grad school right off the bat. I knew I was going to get a master's degree.
I think I did too, yeah.
Yeah. So I was like, it's just a matter of what my master's is in. And at the time, my bachelor's is from CSU. Proud to be.
The rivalry next to me here. Should I have sat in the middle to keep it neutral maybe?
You should have.
Probably since the
Next
border
time.
war game
coming
is
up.
coming up. Anyways,
Which
but
we're all going to, by the way. And
Yes.
I'm very excited.
Very
about.
excited.
But at the time, so my bachelor's is in human development and family studies from Colorado State University. And at the time when I was applying to grad school, I was working almost exclusively with youth involved in the juvenile justice system. And so I knew I wanted to work with teenagers, but I was not totally sold on schools as the setting I wanted to do that in. I actually accepted a job at a youth detention facility before St. Vrain and then got talked out of it. But I decided to major in social work so that it would be a little broader in case I didn't want to do school work with teenagers in a school setting.
Did you ever intern in a prison?
I did. Yeah.
What was that experience like?
It was great. I loved it. I thought it was great, and I really enjoyed juvenile justice involved youth. I almost exclusively worked with youth who had been convicted of a sex offense, and I worked for a professor with that area of interest, and we did a lot of research and surveying students in facilities, and it was great.
Wow. That sounds very intense.
Yeah, but it was lovely. I really enjoyed it.
Lovely.
Lovely. Describing a prison center.
Lovely
Okay.
work.
I don't know. Like,
What
it's
was
still
like a day-to-day,
teenagers.
though? Like, if you're working or interning in a prison, like, what's your day-to-day like?
So we did some stuff involving school and keeping them up to date on their schoolwork and credits and high school graduation, almost really similar to what I'm doing now. But a lot of it was rehabilitation for the offense that they had committed, and also things that had been victims of. And so working on some restorative things, some people skills, interviewing skills, restorative justice, therapy, things like that. Yeah, lots of groups. and activities. It was great though.
I'm trying to picture you in a prison too. I keep staring at you, like trying to.
And I was like 21, and I'm like, "Hi, how's it going, everybody?"
So much positivity in there.
brought so much sunshine. I can imagine. Yeah. Is that something you think you'd ever circle back to?
Yeah. I don't know. I really love the schools now, but I really loved it at the time. And I think I'd actually be better at it now that I'm a little older, but I really enjoyed it. So the reason I got my master's in social work is because I didn't want to have to go back to school if I wanted to change the setting that I worked in. So
smart.
Yeah.
Smart.
What about you, Mrs. Patterson? Because
Yes.
you have a very alternative journey to school counseling also.
Yes. So I started as a school psychologist, and like Josiah, my parents are both school psychologists. So I had the same.
Funny how that works.
I know.
Yeah.
I had the same experience of, we have summers off, we have holidays off, but my senior year in high school, we had to do community service hours, and so my first kind of like job for that is I was a special education para in a preschool classroom for special education little friends. And I loved it. It was so fun. So I really loved working in schools. I knew I wanted to work in schools. Initially, I thought I'd always work with kids in special education. So that's where I went, the school psychology route. In my program, there were like 2 cohorts. So we had the school counselor cohort and the school psychology cohort, and we took a ton of the same classes.
Yeah, mine was kind of like that too.
Yeah, and I loved the counseling. And then when I became a school psychologist, I loved the counseling more than like the testing and the assessment and the paperwork and the meetings. But I'll be honest, I really love special ed. So it wasn't until I was a school psych here at Frederick and Dr. Russell Fox was my principal that I decided to make the jump because he's the best principal I've ever worked for. And I just really loved Frederick. So little column A, column B for me. But I am really happy being a counselor now.
Absolutely.
Okay, so now we've told everyone a little bit about us. What are some of the most important things that we can do to help students? So like Maddie, from your perspective, like when kids come to see you, what can you do to help them? What do you have to offer as a school counselor?
I mean, I think school counseling is the best role in this building because we don't have to teach kids anything, and they don't get in trouble with us. We are just here to support and help. And so what support and help students need, whether it's academic or social emotional, things going on at home, trying to figure out your future, really depends. And so I think that we offer a variety of supports, whether it's about the current moment, the past, the future, and kind of inserting ourselves into what it's like to be a teenager, which has changed a lot since we were teenagers. But you couldn't pay me $1 million to be 15, 16, or 17 ever again. And that's why I do this job, because there's a lot going on for students. Yeah.
How about you?
Yeah, no, kind of similar to that. I think my favorite part of the job, because there is a lot of administrative stuff that kind of goes on behind the scenes, but I think my favorite part, and probably all of our favorite parts, is just being in the room with the kids and just being that person that kind of in their corner cheering for them, no matter what it is kind of they're going through. Whether it's a good thing or a bad thing, just being someone that they know they can come down and will listen to them and, have a conversation with them, support them, do all those different things. I think very fondly back on my high school counselor and like the relationship that we had. And I think that word, the relationships, is what it's all about for me. I didn't really talk about that a little bit in my reason to becoming a counselor, but that is probably the biggest reason, is just building relationships with kids and like watching them go from freshmen to seniors to graduating to adults and things. Like, this is my first year where I've been with the kids all 4 years. So I'm really excited about that. And it's really fun for all the kids that I've been with since they were freshmen. So yeah, that's definitely the biggest part, is just building relationships and just being someone in the building that they can, come say hi to every day and, just be positive in their life. So
Yeah.
yeah.
I had the opposite experience as you. I didn't even know what a school counselor was. I never met my school counselor. I never talked to my school counselor. I got my schedule mailed. I mean, I'm older than you all, so let's take a beat before we start razzing on me here. But
Mailing the schedule
I got
is
my
crazy.
schedule mailed to me the week before. Ian's down there. Okay, Ian, I need you to look away for a minute.
I feel like it goes one of two ways. Either you knew who your counselor was pretty comfortably, or you're like, who?
I know. Who's that? No.
Yeah.
I mean, my schedule got mailed to me. I never talked to them. I didn't know. I don't even know if I'm sure we did, but I don't know who they were. So I kind of wanted to start this podcast because every now and again I'll get like an email from someone, or a parent will call me and ask me a question, and they're like, I don't think you're the person I'm supposed to ask about this, but I don't know who to ask, so can I ask you this? I'm like, no, I'm the person you're supposed to ask about it. And sometimes it'll be a kid who's like a senior, or a senior will come talk to me, and I'm like, we could have been talking about this for like 4 years. Like, nice to meet you now. So I wanted Frederick High School to know what we do. You know, obviously we talk to our kids who are struggling with their credits and their grades and their attendance, but that's not all we do. We can talk to them about friendships and what they want to do after high school, and if they're just having a tough day, you know, all of those things. So I wanted people to kind of know more about what school counselors kind of bring to the Frederick community.
Absolutely.
Josiah, is there anything else that we want our Frederick Golden Eagles to know about us or know what we do?
I mean, it's hard for me to like pinpoint because I feel like we have our hands in so many different pots. I would say just generally, if students have questions, just to find your counselor, whether that's about college, you know, if you're having issues with friends or your family or whatever it might be, like just seek somebody out that can sit down with you and just have a conversation about it is my biggest thing. So, yeah.
Yeah. Maddie?
Right. I have a meeting with Johnny right now, so I need to
Great.
hop off.
Perfect.
He's the executive director of student services.
We'll edit this part out.
Yeah, so I'm like,
We're not live.
sorry, you guys. I'm like,
Okay. And we're actually almost done, honestly.
Yep.
Is that okay to edit that out?
Yeah.
Okay. And or maybe, honestly, maybe you don't. That's kind of how our job is sometimes,
That's the
too.
life.
You know what I mean? Sometimes you have a day and you think, here's how it's going to go. And then a student walks into your office and things go differently. And that's okay. We got to be
Snip, snap,
flexible.
snip, snap.
Do you guys watch The Office, or are we? Okay. Love it.
So y'all know.
Okay. I hope that answered all of your questions about being counselors. If any of you listening thought that our job sounded interesting, we have what's called Pizza with Professionals coming up. Pizza with Professionals is where we have a professional come in during first lunch in the library. I get pizza for everyone, and they talk to you about their career and how you could do that career someday. We have a social worker coming September 30th. She's working in private practice, but she also has worked in the school setting. So please join us. Shoot me an email so I know how much pizza to order. Miss Precht also has a lot of StuCo events coming up. I'm looking at Marcus. Is homecoming week next week or the week after that?
Week after.
So 2 weeks,
Week of the 15th,
tons of homecoming stuff happening. That's going to be so much fun. Marcus, I know you don't have a microphone, but what are you most excited about for homecoming week?
I'm going to be here every day for a long time, so I think sleeping in between when I'm at school.
Okay. So Marcus is
You're wise
excited.
beyond your years, my
Marcus
friend.
is excited for the
Yes.
sleep
Ready
catch
for
up.
some naps.
How about you, Mr. Hall? This is the best part about when I switch from school psych to school counselor. Like, the vibe at a high school is so much fun.
Is getting into like the excitement around school for sure. I think probably my favorite part is going to be the football game. I know you and I last year called the game for GEBN. So
Yep.
for those that are going to be watching at home on YouTube, I'm going to be calling the game with Mr. Marsing. And that is something that I thoroughly enjoy. One, I love football. Two, just talking about football. So like sign me up. Really excited for that. Staff volleyball tournament is going to be fun, or not staff volleyball tournament, just volleyball tournament. Just the staff are going to be.
You're on the staff team.
The staff are going to be winning.
Yeah. Mr. Davis comes in hot for that.
Yep. Mr. Davis is an athlete with a capital athlete. So excited about that. That'll be fun. It's always fun to get out there and compete with the kids and, try not to hurt myself. So I think last time I like really hurt my elbow.
I think I remember that,
Yeah,
actually.
I was like not doing well. So we're going to try to take it easy this time.
Yeah.
But it'll be good.
Yeah.
It'll be fun.
I'm going to be doing the sideline reporting for the homecoming football
Yes,
game, which is
yep.
really exciting.
Yep. Shout out to GBN.
Yes, we love working with GEBN.
Mm-hmm.
Next month, I'm actually going to be interviewing Mr. Hall, talking about his time as a
Yep.
student athlete. So make sure you stay tuned for that. But otherwise, thank you guys for joining us for Counselor's Corner, and we'll see you next time.